I had an idea today for like the little area beneath my place.
Yep.
So we clear out a big area and just build up the walls where you want them, and then we'll carve out the walls to make it ravine looking. And that way we can build the walls in a way that it would kind of make sense to put buildings and stuff in.
Oh, that's gonna be such a pain. Maybe we need to hollow this out a little bit. Maybe this whole area needs to be lower. Like if you come down here,
Yeah.
there's more room.
It's not as bad as I remembered. It's just like, it feels more like a mine shaft than a town at the moment.
Yeah.
Or like a settlement or whatever, you know? I'm not sure exactly how to get like a more settlement vibe.
Like, what if we cleared out some nice big chunks back in here? Like, if we mined back in and, like, we had an area where there were, like, some shops.
That could work.
Instead of it just being building entrances on the outside. Hey, everybody, what's going on? It's Adventure 14 here. Welcome back to another build episode with Jacob. This one's going to be a tough one, mostly because figuring out what to do with this ravine was, like, nearly impossible, it seemed like. And that was pretty much because every time I went to build something, it seemed like I was intruding on something else's space. It's really hard to lay out a floor plan with a build like this. Like, the canyon, by its design, by its nature, is unorganized, and I'm trying to turn it into something that's semi-organized, but not organized at the same time. So that was pretty tough for both Jacob and I. To get this done, we really had to think outside the box and be careful to coordinate with each other where we're putting things and how we're going to build them, how much space it's going to take up so that we don't intrude on each other's builds and cause issues with the flow of the place. And you'll see over time as the video goes on that we change a lot of things to adjust the flow. And by flow, I mean the flow of the paths and the traffic. Okay, well in that case, let's give this one more slot. Alright, what else? 'Cause we're thinking too inside the box is what we're doing here. We gotta be more unique right now. How do we be more unique right now?
We could also maybe have some like interior walkways, like they like mined out the stone, kind of like you dug that hallway there a little bit.
So Jacob, whether he actually knew it or not, fixed a big flow issue. We leave the main staircase down, come back into this corner, and then there's nowhere else to go. The adventure kind of ends. It's better if you can pass the forge and go to something else. Obviously, eventually the path must end, but right now it's kind of a short walk for this floor. And I would say a general rule to follow, just a general rule of thumb with your builds, is if you have a path, and the person looking at your world or exploring your map is supposed to go down it, you want to reward them for going down that path by giving them a little bit of an adventure. Give them some sights to see. If it's an adventure map, obviously give them some adventure. But for this build, it would be kind of lame to go across the top path and there's only one shop there. It's much cooler if you can explore the shop and then go back into the ground rock face a little bit and go to another shop and maybe another whole pathway, or maybe that's the way to get down to the second floor down. I believe the way we did this was you went to the second shop and then you got a cool overlook and a little storage area so the top floor didn't feel too empty, but we definitely wanted to give the player a good reason to come over here. Another good way to do that is to make it look like people can live and thrive here, have all their equipment, their work stuff, their homes, all sorts of different shops and trading posts and workstations, everything a small society needs to thrive. Sort of like telling a story through visuals of the place's day-to-day function. Like, the way things are organized should be able to tell you a story about what happens there every day, and should also tell you a lot about the kind of people that live there.
What kind of store should this be? Maybe a bookstore.
Oh, there you go. Do like a librarian's area, kind of. Dan Smith and Forge, bands, books, and enchantments.
Oops. Something to think about. This upper area here, there is no way down to the lower areas.
Oh.
This one. The end, like the one that you actually like get down here on.
Oh, so you enter... Oh, there is no way. I didn't realize that. While Jacob builds his bookstore and I figure out the huge flow issue of finding a way to the second floor, I'd like to tell you about our Discord server. Most of our videos that are filmed online are filmed on the Adventure 14 official Discord server, which you can join. You can end up in a video, Talk to Jacob and I and the rest of the gang, talk Minecraft builds, talk Adventure Time, whatever you want. I don't care. Just don't make it weird. We have lots of interesting conversations, people doing stupid stuff, and more. So if you're interested, you want to join, go to the link in the description. In the description of every Adventure 14 video, there's a link to our Discord server. You can click it and it'll take you right there. There's also a link to it attached to the banner of the channel. I absolutely love it when you let me know which video you came from. So if you care to let me know, thank you very much. You can also tell me what kind of videos that I make that you like. Don't forget to read the rules and have fun. The way I decided to fix our issue with the stairs was to create a small drop down and a rock arch. That way we were able to use the rock arch as a path and connect both sides of the ravine to get down to level 2. And I think it looks pretty nice even though its sole purpose of creation was to fix a problem. After fixing some lighting issues, checking to make sure everything connected, and fixing some textures with the bottom of the ravine, we're ready for the next step. It looks like some guy who thinks he's a psychic lives here.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like going for, like this really weird eccentric place.
Some of the last steps for this video are to add water, fix the rest of the textures, make sure everything's cool with the stairs, and to add plant life and go through and make sure we have our last say about where the lights should be. Where you place your lighting in the build really kind of has an effect on how it looks. Usually I'd explain some kind of technique to you or something, but I really don't know why it affects it so much or how I even do it. It's just semi-important somehow. Maybe it just has something to do with where the shadows are, I don't know. I guess really the only thing I can tell you is to place them, kind of take a step back and see how your build looks, and if you're not happy, go in and place them again. If you have an incredibly huge build that won't really look good with torches or lanterns all over it and you're in creative, there are those new lighting blocks now. I've been implementing those in the Adventure Time map quite a bit. They're very helpful blocks. I'm glad they added those things. One other thing we gotta do before the video ends is go through and make sure we're like truly happy with the layout and design of the place, because by the next video, we're really not gonna be able to go back and change it much. Because probably the next video might be the last video for this season. It's gonna be crazy to finally move on. Well, we'll check in with Slasher at the end here, but thank you very much everybody for watching. Glad you were here, and I will catch you next one. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
Chat, Jesse's Steam is frozen.
Okay.
He's not being very Sigma. Jesse, no, we're going back into the private VC.
What? Why?
Because I don't feel like getting touched again.
Hey, yo!
By who?
What?
By you.
Me?
Who
Brandon,
else?
why are you touching people?
I've been telling y'all, bro. I've been telling y'all. He's creepy.
How many Jessies do you think you could take in a fight out of that? You think?
I mean, I don't know. 3?
3 Jessies? And then how many Isaiahs?
2.
It only goes up by 1.
Yeah, I could beat 1 Isaiah, I know, because I've done it before pretty easily. But he's pretty big. I feel like 2 is pushing it. 3 would easily overpower me.
The one time I took on Isaiah, Jesse, and Luca all at once.
Did you win?
I did win. It was hilarious.
It dogpiled you, essentially.
Pretty much. And I got out. I think I'm done with my hero era.
Oh, you're entering your villain arc?
Shut up.
No,
Shut the heck up.
I'm just not doing it anymore, you know? I'm just cooked.
You're speaking in Gen Alpha slang. It just makes my brain hurt. Stop. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like that's not really
That's what you
Gen
don't
Alpha
understand.
slang. That's something that Gen Alpha says, but they didn't really come up with that. That's not theirs. Like
Yeah,
Skibbity Toilet,
doesn't
they
make it
came
better.
up with that. That can be theirs. I don't want it, but Villain Arc is not.
Doesn't matter. Even then, Gen Z is not that much better anyway. Just stop speaking in slang. It's bad. Gross. Oh, Jacob, last time on call, I was building a bomb on camera.
I was there for a bit of it.
But I accidentally blew it up on my balls.
What?
Yeah, he did.
That's unfortunate.
And since it was basically like friction sensitive, explosive, it pretty much he just drops it and he's like, oh my balls!